Joining us now exclusively, Shalanda Young, Director of the Office of Management and Budget and one of the president's top negotiators on this deal. Ms. Young, Director Young, we appreciate your being with us right now. So the good news is a deal's been reached, but now the tough part begins. That's trying to get everybody on board with this. We've already heard criticisms from both sides in the House saying they're not sure whether they will vote for this deal. So Director Young, how confident are you right now that you have the votes to get this passed and to avoid a catastrophic default?
Well, good morning. First and foremost, let's remember what the ultimate goal was: avoid default. It would have been the first time in this country's history where we didn't pay our bills. That would have meant millions of jobs lost, retirement accounts devastated. The president was not going to stand by and let that happen. So we negotiated in good faith in order to avoid bringing devastation to millions of Americans. That was goal one. We're accomplishing that. The debt ceiling will be dealt with until 2025. That's a big deal that I hope brings some comfort to Americans as they enjoy this Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to certainly call my parents and tell them to breathe a sigh of relief. But this deal was compromised. But this compromise protects the key investments made over the last 2 years in our infrastructure space, our historic climate investments, but neither side gets everything that they want.
And Director Young, to be clear, though, do you have the votes? Are you confident you have the votes?
Remember, we negotiated with the Speaker. The Speaker, I'm sure, is talking to his conference and ensuring that his members can support this package. But what I'll say is, and I've said this publicly many times, I worked in Congress a long time. Members know that default would have been devastating to this country. And on balance, this deal strikes a responsible tone.
Director Young,
deal with the debt ceiling. Yep, deal with the debt ceiling and avoid devastating cuts to programs working families depend on.
Director Young, you bring up the Speaker. Let me ask you about what he's saying. He told members of his conference that he made zero concessions to Democrats and that some Democrats told him, quote, there's not one thing in the bill for them. What would you say is the biggest concession you got from Republicans?
Look, I'll say this. Again, the goal was avoid default. We reached a budget deal we think was fair. It staved off where Republicans started. Remember, they wanted to cut $130 billion from the budget for non-defense discretionary. We ended up with something that is closer to a budget freeze. In divided government, I've done a little of these. That's about on par with previous budget agreements. So we left with something that is in line with a compromise. In divided government, it has to be bipartisan, and that's where we landed.
So some of the criticism, as you know, Director Young, coming from within your own party, the top progressive, Representative Pramila Jayapal, saying, among other things, that she has real concerns about the Democratic concession as it relates to work requirements for food stamp recipients. Here's what she said.
It is bad policy. I told the president that directly when he called me last week on Wednesday, that this is saying to poor people and people who are in need that we don't trust them.
That we don't trust them. How do you respond to that criticism?
Well, one, this president has a record that shows he fights for working class families and those who need a little leg up. So that is without doubt, that has been this president's ultimate goal since he ran for this office. And we take a backseat to no one in showing that we're not going to compromise our values for people. On work reforms, they are in this bill. But mind you, we got new exemptions for the homeless in this country and for veterans.
Director Young, can I just get you quickly to respond to one of the nation's top credit rating agencies threatening to potentially downgrade the nation's credit rating, citing the, quote, increased political partisanship? What do you say to those who argue that negotiations should have started sooner, should have been less partisan, and frankly, there's blame to go around on all sides?
Look, I think we probably would have ended up in the same place we are now, regardless of when talks started. And I think we ended in a place of compromise that's in line with previous budget agreements that I've been involved in. So we ended in a place that we should have always been. We're avoiding default. We're getting to 2025 with the debt ceiling, and I really hope that Americans could breathe a sigh of relief. It would have hurt millions of Americans had we defaulted for the first time in history. And Washington came together and avoided that.
Director Shalanda Young, after weeks of working around the clock, we asked you to wake up at 6 a.m. on a holiday. We appreciate your time and your perspective. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.